Welcome to Focus on Hope. My name is E. Moffat. I'm your host. I have two guests in the studio. They're from the Yavapai Food Council. I'd like to introduce Ariel and Kathy. Tell me about the Food Council.
So the Yavapai Food Council, we began in 2009 as the Verde Food Council. We were helping to fulfill the needs of the Verde Valley alone. 4 years later, we were lucky enough in 2013 to have the United Way of Yavapai County come and approach us about duplicating our efforts in the Prescott area. As we talked and worked things out, the Yavapai Food Council, as well as the United Way of Yavapai County, decided it'd be best to expand our efforts throughout the entire county.
Wow. Now, how long have you been on board?
I personally have been with the Food Council. I'm a VISTA volunteer, and I started my term on August 20th of this year. So I'm relatively new to the Food Council, but Kathy has been with us for a few years now.
Yeah, a couple years.
Kathy's a volunteer.
I am.
Yes.
Tell me about your job as a volunteer.
Oh, well, I do a variety of things there. Really, whatever they need help with.
Yeah.
Because they're a growing organization. But I work on SNAP with Ariel, and I work with the Yavapai Neighborhood Food Project, too.
Yeah. Tell me about SNAP.
SNAP is a program. It stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
Okay.
It was formerly known as food stamps. So that may be what people are more familiar with. The name got changed on October 1st of 2008, and the program looks to supplement the budgets of individuals and families in order to lift people out of poverty and to work and to alleviate hunger as well.
Yeah. SNAP. I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are familiar with the food stamp name, so that's what it's traditionally known as. But the SNAP acronym, again, stands for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, and it's believed that that better associates and better describes what's really done by the program.
Now tell me the mission of your organization.
So here at the Yavapai Food Council, our mission is to support those who feed the hungry. So we do that through a few initiatives. We have the Child Hunger Initiative, and we also have the Emergency Food Initiative. Our Child Hunger Initiative, we have a few programs. We have the Weekend Backpack Program. The Weekend Backpack Program provides weekend meals to students at the elementary school age who are eligible or receiving free or reduced breakfasts and lunches at school.
And you have your lunch, you provide what?
So in the Weekend Backpack, we provide 6 meals in each backpack.
Wow.
And that provides food over the weekend for a student. And through our Food Neighbors Project program, which Kathy's going to tell you more about, we've actually reduced the cost of each backpack from $10 to $2.
Well, the backpack program, I mean, it's just an amazing program because it serves so that children that don't have the resources when they go home, it's not for the family, but it's just for that student, and they bring home enough food to get them through the weekend. And in our communities, 1 out of 3 kids don't know where their next meal is coming from, which is just an outrageous statistic. So.
Yeah, and you don't have students in high school enrolled in your program.
Correct, and we actually have another program called our Youth Pantry Program. We found that the Weekend Backpack programs were not as successful for the high school age students. So what we do is
Why?
Stigma.
Okay.
You know, they didn't want to go, how it works in the elementary schools is that they go to the office, they pick up a backpack, and they just, it's kind of, the kids know that that's a kid picking up a backpack. And when they get to high school, they don't want to do that.
Who provides the backpack?
So the backpacks are packed and provided by a variety of organizations that we support, and that depends on the location. In Sedona, we have the Sedona Community Food Bank, who provides and packs our backpacks.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people make it all work. But as they get to high school, we go on and we have the food pantries. And that's one of the things that I started a food pantry with the help of students and other volunteers, obviously, at Sedona Red Rock High School. And so then the students, have the opportunity just to come in and pick the food that they need for the weekend. So that's instead of the backpack program, we now use the pantry.
Oh. How many volunteers does your organization have?
So we
Not enough.
Yes, that's a great answer. We're always looking for more volunteers. We have a few volunteers, very dedicated, wonderful volunteers, and we're very grateful for all of our different volunteers, and we're always looking for more volunteers.
Well, that's one of the things that we were going to talk about, the Neighborhood Food Project,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Neighborhood Food Project is one of the key projects with Yavapai Food Council. And it really connects the community with the emergency food providers in the area. So that's one place where we really need a lot of volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because the food project, really how it works is it starts with a donor.
Yes.
And everybody can be a donor. And what it means is that you get a bag, and you get a green bag, and on the second Saturday of every month, your neighborhood coordinator comes and picks up the bag. And those are the people that we really need, the neighborhood coordinators. We have it going in, Sedona and Village of Oak Creek and in Cottonwood and Prescott Valley.
Yes.
But now we're really trying to expand it into some really needed areas like Rimrock, Lake Montezuma, Camp Verde, where there's really a need.
Yeah.
And we have more donors than we have neighborhood coordinators. And so that causes a problem. So that's one area that we really, really need volunteers in.
And just so you get an understanding of what we're talking about, we're only able to collect 50% of our donations that are available to us in the areas that Kathy talked about, Camp Verde, Rimrock, and Lake Montezuma, because we do not have enough neighborhood coordinators. So this program is really built upon neighborhood coordinators. Our goal is to get 10 additional neighborhood coordinators by our February collection event.
Okay.
And if anyone's interested in becoming a neighborhood coordinator, they can visit our website at yavapaifoodcouncil.org, or they can contact us directly at 928-254-8172.
Repeat that number.
928-254-8172.
In this program, thus far, it's been in existence for about a year. We've collected 87,000 pounds of food, which really goes out to about 72,500 meals into the communities. And the communities that pick up the food are the communities that benefit from it. Mm-hmm. So it stays within the community, which is a big deal for people that are, people want to know where it's going.
Yeah. How can somebody get involved?
So they can contact us directly, or they can visit our website, like I had mentioned. If they're interested, they can sign up to become a donor. They can sign up to become a neighborhood coordinator. And we provide a training for them. And if they want to become a neighborhood coordinator, we provide a training for them.
But how long is the training?
The training lasts about 2 hours.
Okay.
And the volunteer position requires 4 to 6 hours every 2 months. Realistically, that's all the time it takes to be a neighborhood coordinator.
And it's really amazing. I mean, it's such a community-based organization, such a community-based project. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how impressed I am with what they've done. You have this event every other month, and the people that come together, the volunteers, the coordinators, it's a joyous time, really is.
Yes.
Really.
So it's 2 Saturdays a month?
So it's the second Saturday of every even month.
Okay.
We have a collection event.
So we had one in October. Now we'll have one in December, and then we'll have another one in February.
Okay.
And they go on like that.
Okay. What is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program?
So the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program that we do here at the Yavapai Food Council, we assist with the application process. So we can help individuals who it may be difficult for them to get to the Department of Economic Security for transportation issues or for issues of time, because at the Department of Economic Security it does take an average of 5 hours to finish an application, whereas we can get the application done in an hour to 2 hours at the most.
Right, and that's a food stamp program, so we try and qualify them for them. That's what we try and do as an organization. And what we found is DES, like she said, takes 5 hours. Who wants to go and spend 5 hours at DES? And we're doing it at locations.
Yeah, we have really really easy locations to get to. One location is at our office, as you can see on the screen. We have our office located at 2020 Contractors Road on Suite 6 in Sedona. We have appointments available Monday through Thursday from 8:30 to 6, Fridays from 9 to 5, and Saturdays from 9 to 2. We also offer appointments at the Cottonwood Library on the second and fourth Monday of every month from 12 to 1:30. We also offer appointments at the Camp Verde Parks and Rec Building in room 204 on the first and third Tuesday of each month from 12 to 3, beginning on November 18th. And if anyone is interested in making an appointment, learning more, they can feel free to give us a call. My direct line is 928-254-8159, and you can also see that on the screen as well.
Wow. Okay. Now, what is the Yavapai Food Council looking for to accomplish in the future?
So with regards to our supplemental nutrition assistance program, what we're looking to accomplish, we want to increase the number of outreach sites that we have. We want to reach more people throughout the county. As I recently mentioned, we have the 3 sites in Sedona, Cottonwood, and in Camp Verde.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking to expand out our efforts throughout Yavapai County. So in order to do that, we do need to increase our volunteer base for our SNAP volunteers. Like we have Kathy, we have some other volunteers, but the more we have, the more outreach we can conduct. We're also looking to increase knowledge and education about the program and understanding about eligibility.
How many are in your staff?
So in our staff, we're a very small organization doing very big work.
Yes.
Amen.
We have a board of around 9 individuals,
Uh-huh.
and our staff members are myself, I'm the Vista volunteer, and we have Amy Aussie, who's our executive director,
Uh-huh.
and we have a pool of dedicated volunteers, but that's essentially our organization.
This organization is just growing in leaps and bounds. They've just gone out into the community and they've just done so many projects that now, I mean, they really do. I mean, that's the reason I got involved as a volunteer. I went to an event that they were having and I was like, these people are amazing. And they're really addressing the needs of our communities. And it's an expansive community when you think about Yavapai. I mean, you're talking Rimrock, and I mean, there are a lot of areas that are desperately in need, and they're doing it with so little resources. So volunteers are essential in the program.
Yes. Now, how can the Yavapai Food Council help people apply for the program?
Well, that's what we were talking about. We can take them in, do the application process with them. We provide things that they need, like the laptop and a scanner. And
You do?
for them at the appointments,
Uh-huh.
rather than going to DES.
Yes.
So rather than going to DES, we bring them to the locations that you said, like Cottonwood Library. We bring a laptop, we bring a phone, we bring a scanner. We walk them through the process. We actually do it with them. Where it would take 5 hours at DES, it takes us between an hour and 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
And we try and be where they need the service rather than just at one location.
Convenient, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So.
How can someone find out about eligibility?
So eligibility is essentially based off of income standards. So there's a maximum monthly income that a family can have. So for example, the maximum monthly income for a family of 4 would be $3,677.
Wow.
And a maximum income for an individual
A lot of
would be...
people apply.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and for one individual it would be $1,800 as a maximum income. And that does vary based off of disability and age. So if you have specific questions, you can always contact us. But there's also a really easy pre-screening tool that you can use online. It's at arizonaselfhelp.org. It's a quick tool, takes 5 to 7 minutes. You answer a few questions. You don't have to put in any identification information like your name or social security number.
Oh.
It lets you know if you're eligible for the SNAP program as well as a myriad of other government assistance programs. And it'll let you know if you are eligible, how much you could expect to receive.
It's a great tool. I mean, it's so easy for people just to look at it and take 5 minutes and figure out if it is worth their energy to go and apply.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Do people appointments?
Yes, so we have self-service appointments and we have what we call full-service appointments.
Okay.
So in a self-service appointment, a client could retrieve their own informational materials, read it on their own. They could use our phone if they need to call whoever they might need to get some documentation. And they can also use our computer without our assistance. However, if someone wants to make a full service appointment, we would help them on a one-on-one basis through the application process. We can also help them through the pre-screening process if they so choose.
Oh, wow. Now, what should they bring to an appointment?
That's a great question, and it can be a little bit confusing. And so we have this.
Because it is a government agency that requires these things.
Yeah.
So there is, it can seem daunting, the amount of paperwork, but we have a really handy sheet to break it down that you're going to see on the screen here. We have a couple of different forms, and the forms that you need are going to depend and vary based on your situation. However, everyone's going to need identification documents. That is going to include a social security card for everyone.
Okay.
And is also going to include some kind of identification document. That could be a state ID, a driver's license, a school ID, a work ID, as long as it has your picture and your name on it. You're also going to need to bring proof of residency. Now that could be a lease agreement, a rental agreement, or a mortgage statement. And if you pay your utilities separately, you're going to want to bring in your utility bills because you can deduct those expenses in order to potentially receive more benefits. If you were born outside of the country, you need to bring some type of documentation showing your citizenship status. And if you or an individual in your household is above the age of 60 and or disabled, you can deduct medical expenses. So we have a specific form, it's called the FAA medical verification form, that needs to be signed by a doctor and has documents what medical expenses you have. We also ask that people, if they have Medicare Part B, or what is called Access, that we get a copy of that to show that, and any billing statements. We also have what they call earned income. So if you're currently employed, we ask that you bring in pay stubs if you have 4 pay stubs, or a letter from your employer stating future gross income.
Yeah.
We also have a section that they call unearned income, and that's different benefits that people can receive, such as child support, alimony, veterans benefits, social security, disability, unemployment, and retirement.
And that's why you can see why they need assistance.
Yeah.
It's a daunting thing at times, and at least with us, they have contact like Ariel at the office. They can call any day and they can say, now what is it I need, so that I'm prepared when I come in, so that it's not a waste of their time and energy.
Yeah, your time, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and
right.
our goal is, I'm very accessible. I always try to be very accessible to clients. I have an office cell phone that I give out to clients. It's on my business card, and they can call me if they have questions. They can email me, and I get back to them as soon as possible, because I understand how daunting this process can be, and if you're hungry, it can be even more difficult to think about all these different documentations that you need to bring in. So I try to make it as simple as possible for people, and I work with volunteers so that they make it as simple as possible for our clients as well.
And do you have an emergency food package that you give out to people?
Well, see, that's the thing. I think, again, our mission statement is what?
To help support those who feed the hungry.
So we are the person that supports, and we are the people that go and find the providers that they need. So like with the Neighborhood Food Project, we collect, so all those donors give those to the neighborhood coordinators, and then the neighborhood coordinators on that second Saturday of every even month, they bring all the food, and then we have volunteers there that sort it, and then we have the providers there that pick it up. So we have the food pantries there, we have the people that provide meals for different congregations, and we have all those people there, and they all get the food then.
Yes.
And then they take that back to their places, and that's how we support them to feed the poor.
Yeah.
To feed the people that need it.
So we're actually also working on an emergency food provider list on our website. It should be updated by the end of the year, so that individuals can go on our website, or they can contact us if they don't have access to a computer. And if they let us know, I'm in the Rimrock area, where can I go to get food, and when can I go? We have a resource for them to say, you can go on this day at this time to get an emergency food box. Can I provide you with a name, a contact person, and a telephone number that you can get in touch with them if you need it sooner? So we're really a resource for them in that respect as well.
Yes. A lot of information.
A lot of information. But bottom line is, this organization, Yavapai Food Council, they just do so many things to support our community and really to feed the hungry. And I mean, I've never been involved with an organization like that before, that's their premise, and they just keep building on it and building on it and developing more programs and more programs to meet the needs in the community. It's an amazing organization.
Now, what is your day like, Kathy?
What is my day like?
Yeah.
When I'm with them?
Yes.
Well, it depends. You know, I do a variety of things. I'm working on the emergency resource
Yes.
information. I work, like I said, I set up the food pantry up
Yeah.
at the high school.
Yeah.
So when I go in there, I do whatever they need because, like you asked earlier, how much staff do they have? Not
Yeah,
much.
not much.
So the volunteers are really what support all these wonderful projects that they're getting out there. And as we go out there, you know, we're proving ourselves more and more, and we're getting more and more support. So hopefully staffing will increase, you know. So that'll be good. My day is just whatever they need.
Kathy has assisted us with outreach. She's gone on outreach sites and assisted clients on a one-on-one basis. She's been trained and certified, and we do have a few other volunteers in that same situation as well. And we are slowly growing, but we're always looking for additional volunteers and who are patient, who are interested in the program, and who want to help people. And this program, this SNAP program, it doesn't just help the individuals and the families. It actually stimulates our local economy.
Really?
Oh.
And in a study titled SNAP Participation in Yavapai County, published by Harvey Grady at Cornucopia Community Advocates, he found that in 2013, Yavapai County received $42,112,079
$42 million.
in SNAP benefits. This money went directly into our local economy, stimulating production of jobs as well as production of local food.
Yes. That was my next question. How does the SNAP program help our community? Well, you answered it.
It does.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing to think about. That number is really astounding. That over $42 million gets brought into our county through this program.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing. And we have some really great people. I mean, Amy Ossie, who's the executive director, she's amazing. And she just quoted from a study done by Harvey. And Harvey was instrumental in setting up the food council. He was the one that saw the need in the area. So just a lot of really good people involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you. Tell me about the school program.
So we have our National School Lunch Program, or otherwise known as NSLP. And this program, we work with a school, the Desert Star Community School, which is a charter school located in Cornville.
Okay.
This school has a population of 60% of students who are eligible for free or reduced breakfast and lunches.
Okay.
However, the school doesn't provide meal service on site. So we look to bridge the gap in order to provide food for those students at the reduced or free rate through the National School Lunch Program.
Wow.
Yeah, but tell them how many lunches we provided recently.
So we're moving.
I
we have about 1,000 meals a week.
Oh,
that we
my
provide.
goodness.
That's what I said, you know.
Yeah.
It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to tell you the numbers that
yes.
you're reaching.
Yes, we have about 1,000 meals that we provide a week to this school and to these students.
And one of the teachers said that they've seen such a difference on the campus because there's now food. Mm-hmm. And, you know, it's hard for a child to learn if they're hungry.
If they're hungry,
That's
yes.
right. And so this, again, you know, they saw this need, this niche, and they went in there and they made it happen. And I've been proud to be a part of that too, where at first, and it's been, I really want to give a shout out to Sedona School District too. Mm-hmm. They've really helped us to make this happen. And it wasn't easy. You know, a lot of people really had to work at it. And now it's working. And these kids are really, truly, truly thankful. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's a wonderful thing when you go into school and they go, oh, you're the lady that gave us lunches. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a great thing. Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing program, and like Kathy said, the Sedona Oak Creek Unified School District has been instrumental in providing a kitchen to cook the meals in and delivery service to the school on a daily basis. So we are very grateful to them, and the students at Desert Star Community School are also incredibly grateful.
Grateful, yes.
Yeah, it's such a great program. But that's what I continue to be, just wowed by with the Yavapai Food Council. If they see a need, they find a way to make it happen. And they've been very successful in so many areas. And I'm so thankful that there are people like Ariel there that, is really wanting to make a difference, and she does, and they do. So,
What were you doing before this?
So before this, I actually relocated from Sonoma County in California, and I was working to provide SNAP education, which is the health education component of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. I did that as a volunteer for 2 years, and I worked in a variety of capacities with clients who are eligible for SNAP in order to educate them on how to eat healthy on a budget.
Wow.
yeah, and that's another thing, you have to, when the people are getting the food, they also found out that a lot of times they don't know what to do with fresh fruit, and not fresh fruit, but fresh vegetables,
Yes.
and how to cook them and stuff. So they've seen that need, so now their recipes available. So again, it's just, you see a need and they just fill it, and it's amazing.
Wow. Tell us your number again.
So my direct line is 928-254-8159, and the Yavapai Food Council office number is area code 928-254-8172.
Well, you provide a lot of information. And your program is wow.
Thank you so much.
It really is. It's amazing.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
If any organizations who have clients who may be interested or eligible to receive SNAP benefits and they'd like to have that service provided on site, and they're located in Yavapai County, they have a private space to conduct the appointment because as I talked about, the information is sensitive.
Yes.
As well as an internet connection. We would love to get in touch with you and work on a way to provide those outreach services, and all you have to do is contact me directly at my direct line, which is 928-254-8159.
And again, I think always a shout out for more volunteers. And even if you don't want to volunteer and you have some money that you want to invest in a good organization,
Yes. Good organization.
it really is. You can really see how the money could help.
And it stays right here.
It stays right
County.
here.
Exactly.
And there are people out there that are looking for good causes. And
Yes.
this is a very good cause. I think it meets a lot of different people's needs, and it reaches seniors, because everybody is affected by hunger.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
And as in these economic times, we find it more and more the case.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah.
I want to thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you. I'm very impressed.
Thank you so much.
Good.
Well, thank you for joining us on Focus on Hope. My name is Eve Moffitt, and see you next week.